Good morning, everyone. I know this video is like far more than late because 2 versus 8 has been out for at least 3, 4 days now. Everyone's already made their initial videos on it, but I just wanted to talk about how super fun it is and how happy the mode as a whole really makes me because for a while now, Dead by Daylight's been making me very skeptical on the future of the game and their design outlook going forward. And so to get this breath of fresh air of actually decent content has been very nice. And I wanted to start this off with how for years every single comment of a Dead by Daylight post was just flooded with people being like, add a 2v8, add a 2v8. And I'm gonna rip off the band-aid here. I was the guy replying to those comments telling them it would never happen because it just seemed so far-fetched. Like something of the magnitude of 2v8 at its core before it came out just sounded like something that would never be balanced because you would not be able to include every killer. The killer combinations would be too strong. You wouldn't be able to include the perks because perk combinations are too strong. Like some killers already get too overpowered with 4 perks. How are you going to balance 8 perks? But they did it. And they did have to remove perks and they did have to remove 30 killers, but that's not bad because it still ended up being really fun. Or fun is like a subjective word. It's more like it's good because it's just constant stimulus. Like there's something going on constantly. I think if you're not good at Dead by Daylight 1v4, you're definitely going to enjoy 2v8 because you can just run around doing nothing but unhooking and healing people and doing some gens and then just get tunneled out real quick and you'll literally still get like 80k blood points as killer. You got, not only do you have to wait like 20 minutes to get into a match, but you also have to try to win and you only get like 20k blood points. So my personal recommendation is that you just don't play killer right now until the queue times kind of balance out, or if you just really want to play killer. But I did find killer fun while I was playing it, so it's up to you. But yeah, to me, it's just really good news. Like if you told me a year ago that 2 versus 8 was going to come out, I would not have believed you. Because once again, it's just such a crazy thing. Like, how do you ever expect Dead by Daylight to balance something of this magnitude and introduce a whole new dynamic? Like, when was the last time Dead by Daylight introduced something new? I guess if you count My Little Oni or Lights Out, but I mean those were pretty whatever in my opinion. Like for the past couple days, I've been thinking about how cool it would be to get a whole entire 8 stack of survivors. Like I just think that would be super fun, but I just don't have enough friends to do it. But I mean, just getting one friend and playing killer for a while has been plenty of fun enough, it's just plain good. It's stimulus. You're in a chase constantly. You're constantly doing something. There's nothing really getting in your way of completing your objective. I feel like the kits are decently balanced. I do feel like they're pretty uninspired with some of the killers, like Huntress and what's the other one? Huntress and Nurse are literally just like stronger versions of themselves, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, like Nurse and Huntress have by far the least synergy with any of the killers because they did with them is make their kit stronger, and to me that's pretty creatively bankrupt. I think there was definitely some patch you could have reached into to make it more interesting, more dynamic, but they made Trapper, Wraith, and Hillbilly very interesting. And I'm very happy about that. It's almost like playing a new killer, especially with Hillbilly. Hillbilly, I honestly think they used all of their creative juices on Hillbilly and then they just designed the rest of the game mode. Another thing is very nostalgic being on these old maps, and it's really mind-boggling that these maps used to be this big. Well, maybe they weren't exactly this big. It obviously could be an exaggeration, but to me it just feels nice being on these old maps. I've always yearned for that old design. That's why I still play Dead by Daylight Mobile occasionally, is because not every map has been reworked yet. I think they're getting pretty close to it now though, so I haven't been playing it as much, but I remember there would be days I would log on DBD Mobile just so I could use a Haddonfield offering, because old Haddonfield, as broken as it was, it just looked nice, But I'm losing my flow here. Just 2v8's so awesome. Like, they actually did something fun for the first time in a long time, and I really hope that it grows. Now, I am pretty sad because there's absolutely no way we're going to get a 2v8 game mode with every single killer. Like, that's just literally impossible. But we could probably get like maybe 8 killers in there. There's probably some other killers that won't break it, like maybe clown. We could probably get a clown in there, maybe a hag or two. Like, I think there's totally potential to expand this game. There's definitely potential to make more survivor loadouts. I just posted a short yesterday actually ranking them, and people are flaming me because I put escapist on the bottom, when personally I don't think a speed boost is useful when it's just the existence of 2 killers counters the existence of a speed boost. And then people also didn't like my ranking for the scout because the scout is completely countered by the wraith, and no other abilities are walled as hard by one specific killer. Now, back to what I was saying about it being like technically not fun, because in its core, if both of the killers have a brain, it really is just like a punching bag simulator for the killers. Like, there's no real way for a survivor to run 2 killers. It's just impossible. And in that, it makes me kind of sad. But you're not chasing 2 killers all the time. Sometimes you just take one of the killers for a chase for like a minute or two, and then the second killer comes, and then you die. And that still feels rewarding. I was very surprised about that. But also, like, yeah, if you guys saw Otts and Hens' stream on the first day, like, they were working together. They were doing really good. And if you run into killers like that, then no amount of running is going to save you. It's really just going to be a race to what happens first, generators or 8 kills. And most of the time it's going to be 8 kills, because once again, this game mode suffers from the same thing the main game does. People are just like bad at the game and want to just hide in corners for no real reason. Like they actually are achieving nothing. A lot of people put on the scout class so they get the higher crouch speed, and they're quieter while they're crouched, and they just sit in the corners of the map doing absolutely nothing. Like, 2 versus 8 might not be for everyone, but it's just a fresh coat of paint on the game. And right now, it is the best way to get blood points. Like, not the most blood points in the world. This isn't the most blood points that you've ever been able to get, but it is the easiest way to get blood points. As Survivor, right now, there's a matchmaking incentive of 400%. So if you log on and literally just like twiddle your fingers in the game and run around and get sacrificed, then you're good. Like, you're gonna be consistently getting 50k blood points every single match, which otherwise you would have to work for pretty hard. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanna spout on, because yeah, this video didn't really have a purpose. I just wanted to talk about 2 versus 8. I think that's it. Thank you.